Coming up.
Some pretty significant numbers you're going to get to see in a couple of weeks that are making some people a lot of money. Once we come to market with something, when I lay my head on the pillow at night, I have no doubt it's going to work. That product is a testament to what we've been talking about. Products don't stay in the show livestock world for 40 years if they do not perform.
That's right around the corner on the Live Ag Ranch and Livestock Marketing We Live It podcast. But first, a reminder. If it's time to sell your cattle, consign your cattle with Live Ag. Our summer auction schedule is on your screen and available at live-ag.com. Consign your cattle now and take advantage of Live Ag's generations of experience in livestock marketing. Now here's your hosts, Ty deCordova and Casey Mabry.
Welcome again to the We Live It podcast. We are pre-recording some of these today in Cooper's Barbecue, right next to the Barber Ranch Hereford Bulls. So I want to welcome you all back and thank you for joining us here with the Live Ag We Live It podcast. Today on the show, of course, I got co-host Casey Mabry with me, and joining us from BioZyme is Alan Lee. We're going to kind of get into some of the stuff with the kids and what we got going on with our kids this time, the show season kicking off, and then all the products that BioZyme has to offer us today. So thank y'all for joining us. Don't forget, as we go through this deal, leave your comments, like and subscribe. So we'll get started here. Casey, how you been? What you been doing?
Man, it's just been, it's good to be back here in Fort Worth for sure. We've just been pretty much like personally in full swing of getting kids back in school and getting adjusted and all that stuff. Starting their activities there, basketball preseason, with Avery there, and then starting to buy some of these show pigs. So that's like been pretty important in our lives since probably about the first week of August or so. So Reese and I ran up to Indiana and went up there and looked at some. So I got to see that corn crop up there. It's pretty interesting. To see how big that was back at the first part of August. But then I've been going to some of these live sales around Texas here recently.
Been pretty wild.
It seems like, I don't know, it feels like show pigs have turned into Beanie Babies or something. Everybody's trying to feel like they can't get their hands on one, and so the price is like crazy, crazy high. But you still get these guys calling you and trying to sell you one,
Oh, yeah. And Alan, y'all been buying goats and lambs, and look like you've been buying track dogs and everything else down there.
Yeah, spending plenty of time talking to my banker to make sure we can keep buying them. But, kids are in full swing. We're, we live in Arkansas, and most of our show season kind of starts first week of October, if you will, with Arkansas Youth Expo on into the State Fair and then Kansas City, Louisville. So October, moving in November will be busy, but we're excited. Football coach for Kicks isn't real excited about him missing bits and pieces in October, but all in all, everything's good. We've got some moisture recently, and things are good at home. So
yeah, the Arkansas Youth Expo is a pretty decent sized show now, isn't it?
It's one of our funnest shows we go to in a year. They want you there. Eric Walker and family put that thing on at the local county fairgrounds there in Fayetteville, Arkansas, and yes, it is certainly a livestock show that is built around the exhibitors and providing an experience for the kids. And so it's been a lot of fun, and it's been really good for the youth in Arkansas. But, yeah, it's growing for sure.
Well, that's fun. We've been chasing the girls around, playing tennis. That's kind of what we've been doing, getting the steers ready for this fall and this winter season. So we're going to go to Heart of Texas at the end of the month and show a couple of steers. But that's kind of what we've been doing at the home run, mainly playing tennis. So
I thought I saw maybe a social media post that Katie put together. Show steers at the house eating one of those good heat stress tubs.
They do. They love them things. We go out there and we turn them out every night, and that's the first thing they hit. I mean, they all come out of the stalls, and I got 4 of them out there in that trap where they all stay. And I mean, that's the first place they go. They go there, they go to water, then they go to hay. So that product right there, I love it. That heat stress tub, it's phenomenal. So, what just kind of talking about a little bit of your products going into y'all show season, kind of. We all talk about your commercial products on your VitaFerm mineral, your stress tub for commercial stocker cattle, your Gain Smart mineral and all that, but y'all have a very extensive show line for goats, lambs, hogs, steers, heifers, whatever in the show ring. And that's one thing that on our end of the deal we don't talk about much because we mainly concentrate on stocker cattle mineral and breeding mineral for cows and stuff, but we are all in the show world with our kids, and we
so
love
we're going to be a little bit selfish with this. We want to learn more about your products so we can maybe use more of them. I know we were talking about we use Liquid Boost at our house for sure. So let's talk about some of those ones you got.
Yeah, I was going to bring it up, Casey. We were talking about it earlier, and Liquid Boost is for sure one of our favorite products, one of my favorite products. I guess before we do that, there are a couple of products that would be a great segue into this, and the stress tub is one of them because it's got an application in both the show livestock world on the cattle side as well as in the commercial sector. It's a product that's growing for us. It's grown every year since we've had it. And, I attribute the fact that it actually does what it's supposed to. It performs.
I got a story on that.
Imagine you having a story.
I do. A guy called me 2 days ago. He's a horse trainer out in Weatherford, Eddie Flynn. He calls me, and I hadn't talked to him in a year probably. And a great guy, great people. He calls me. He said, "Hey, mate, what's going on?" He's Australian, and he just like down to earth, great guy. And he said, "Hey, mate, what's going on?" We talked for a little bit. He said, "Hey, you remember several years ago, your daddy, y'all was sending them cattle up here to us, and we got in a little bind on a set of them. What was that tub that y'all got me that turned those cattle around? What was that tub that y'all had me use?" He said, "I got a buddy of mine that's getting in a bunch of 3-weights out of the southeast, and he's having heck with them. And I think that tub will help him turn it around," and it was a stress tub. So, I mean, they work. I mean, there's no doubt about it.
We're pretty pronto here, Ty. I think we're going to have some data from one of your very sizable customers and good friends of yours that have incorporated that stress tub, actually run a calf ranch situation and retain all the way through the yard on a lot of those things. And the numbers that we're getting back from, they've incorporated 2 things essentially, the stress tub and our cattle drench. And that's the 2 I want to talk about that'll go both ways before we move into the Liquid Boost. But some pretty significant numbers you're going to get to see in a couple of weeks that are making some people a lot of money.
That's pretty cool.
So those 2 products, the cattle drench and the stress tub, have a spot both sides of the industry, show side as well as the commercial side. And both products growing leaps and bounds in terms of sales, and it's because they work. It's because they make these things healthier, and they do what they're supposed to do. So as far as the Liquid Boost, hey, goat barn, sheep barn, cattle barn, hog barn, we love it. It's an easy-to-use product. We've got it in 2 sizes, a 32-ounce to fit in the show box, or a 2.5-gallon to use at home like you run it through your medicator. Speaking of medicators, I was at a trade show yesterday. Those Dosatrons have got expensive.
Yeah, I keep one on hand. Just
I went by to get one, and I was like, oh, yeah, maybe I'll just wait till mine breaks. But anyways.
We need one on the TikTok shop to pop up from like Vivor or whatever it is. That's about a third of the price.
Okay, TikTok shop. I remember that. So anyways, small ruminant side, we utilize that in our drench a lot. On the cattle side of things, we put it in our water before we go to any shows, before we get on the road. It's kind of how we use it. Or obviously if anything goes off feed or just isn't feeling 100%. But very widely used product. If you don't know about it, I would recommend you go to VitaFerm.com or SureChamp.com or somewhere and look up Liquid Boost. Just great product that we've got.
Thinking about buying cattle or expanding your herd? You need a financial partner who understands the cattle business. Ag Texas Farm Credit offers flexible loans for pasture, rangeland, and operating expenses. Their local lenders understand agriculture because they live it too. As a cooperative, their borrowers share in the success through patronage dividends. Whether you're buying your first set of cattle or growing a legacy operation, Ag Texas is your partner every step of the way. Visit agtexas.com to learn more and get started today.
So what we've done, our girls will feed quite a few. Like, just say there would be 20, 25 pigs in the barn, and we start accumulating those animals about the first week of August. And, historically what we would do is we'd run some type of antibiotic or something through their water, and then, or the animals would start getting sick. You'd have great health, the first week or so, and then things started breaking. And then the biggest challenge that we've had personally is keeping these animals on feed through that transition period and that like high stress deal. So like, honestly, I've used it because it works, but I don't even know why it works. Can you talk through why it works?
Yeah, certainly. Kind of put me on the spot. So y'all have had
the sales got to talk about some science.
Well,
stuff.
Yeah, you've had Dr. Cassidy, our head of tech support, that's got several PhDs. I think he's explained this on this deal before, so I'll try to follow him up. But essentially, it's got a vitamin and mineral pack in it, and Then a couple of things that really make it work is the AmaFerm that's in there, which is a prebiotic. We're basic in fermentation at BioZyme. We have state-of-the-art fermentation facility in St. Joe, Missouri, and so that's the beginning of it. And there's probably 150-ish peer-reviewed trials just on AmaFerm, both ruminants and monogastrics. So we're one of the few companies, in my opinion, and Ty and I talk about this a lot. I bet I was a customer of BioZyme's way before I went to work there, and I grew up in the show livestock industry. That's how we were raised, and products come and go in that space every day, and we absolutely back our products with science and research before they ever come to the market. As a sales guy, as head of sales, I get impatient at times that I know we've got something that can bring value, but we're not ready because all the research hadn't been done, all the validation hadn't been done. So once we come to market with something, when I lay my head on the pillow at night, I have no doubt it's going to work. I know it's going to work. We've already proved that it's going to work before anybody got to see it. So, and then we incorporate a moss product in there to help bind the toxins as well. So, with your analogy, using it when y'all run some antibiotic through there, that'll set back most anything. But we're trying to increase the appetite as well as bind the bad toxins in that whole process. And it works in conjunction with antibiotics because it's a prebiotic, not a pro. So that's why we formulated it that way. And believe it or not, that product and kind of a sister product are used very widely in the integrated commercial sector in different species, if you will. So great product. I know my kids started showing pigs. We bought most of them from Jesse Heimer. And Jesse's a huge advocate of Liquid Boost and those products as well. So a good friend promotes it a lot there at his place as well. So we appreciate you using it and
it's been good.
Hope it continues to work like it should.
Yeah,
so.
I'm going to say we started using it probably 2 or 3 years ago. And honestly, whenever we get rolling, sometimes I'll forget to put that deal in the medicator, and you can obviously tell the difference whenever. And that's just not BS, and that's the truth. Whenever we put it in there, and I can see in the water that there's some red in there, it definitely, those animals are hitting it harder.
Yep.
Well, that's good stuff. We use the Liquid Boost in our waters before we get to, we'll start probably, they might have started last week or they're going to start this week. I don't keep up with them girls do it all now because I'm not there enough, but we'll start the Liquid Boost on, the steers will take the Heart of Texas here in 3 weeks. So they'll get on that about 2 or 3 weeks before we go to kind of get them going. And then, when we do get to shows and we do have some troubles, we'll use the Recover or some of them paste that y'all make. So we really like
VitaCharge Appetite Gel.
VitaCharge, yeah.
It's a good one. Another great topic to talk about. So that falls in the SureChamp brand, which is essentially our show livestock brand. And so this year is the 40th anniversary of the SureChamp pellet that started that whole deal. And so we've kind of went all out. We've spent the summer attending junior nationals. We've put together quite a bit of video footage for that. We're going to continue that birthday tour basically all the way through Arizona National in Phoenix in the end of December, moves into January a little bit. We have put SureChamp cattle pellet in a new bag. It's in a birthday wrapping type bag. The Appetite Gel now smells like birthday cake for a short period of time. Don't worry. We did all the tests. Consumption's good. All of it's well,
Ty,
but
you might start.
I was going to say,
you may start.
Like that birthday cake stuff.
I might have a tube I can give you before I leave and you can try it. But it's the 40th birthday of SureChamp, and it's been a big deal for us. That product is a testament to what we've been talking about. Products don't stay in the show livestock world for 40 years if they do not perform. Yeah. And so when you bring science and research and real world application to make these cattle or any livestock healthier and keep their appetite up,
When it comes to moving your livestock, you need more than just a truck and trailer. You need drivers who understand that your animals are your livelihood. Since 1987, Agar Transportation has earned the trust of ranchers nationwide with careful handling and professional service. Their experienced team treats every load like it's their own investment because they know what's at stake. Whether it's new bulls or a load full of calves, Agar gets your livestock there safely and stress-free. Call 208-452-5011 or visit agartransportation.com for your quote today. Agar Transportation, moving your future with care since 1987.
We've been showing, I guess Peyton is 16 going on 17 now. Been showing since she was 6. And there's never been a year in our barn that we did not have a SureChamp pellet. I mean, we've used it, and because it works. I mean, we use it religiously.
Yes, sir. Yeah. And I think we're like Casey is at our barn. I mean, we live with these things is to be as competitive as we all want to be across the nation. And I actually, Casey, I think the last time you and I were on here together, or I was on with y'all, was at the National Western Stock Show. Yeah. Yep. Y'all were showing, my kids were showing goats and sheep.
And we showed steers the next week. Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. And so anyways, when you walk in, you can kind of tell something's a little off. And I mean, the great thing about Liquid Boost is even my 11-year-old daughter can give it. It's not hard. That's the first thing anything gets if it doesn't look like it's feeling 100% today. So great product. Have several more. I know in the past you used some of the Clinch product.
I love it. I used it last week, matter of fact. I love it.
Natural scour product works great in hogs too.
Yeah, we've used it.
Yep. So I don't know if you want to go through the whole portfolio, but those are some of the products that we personally use every day at home, and some of the better selling products that we have at BioZyme.
Yeah, I imagine, Katie, you'll have a link attached to this deal to have all them products and go through there, because I'm gonna personally go through there and dig through it and make sure that we're utilizing what we can use. But one statement that I would tell you, most people, and then there's some families that I'll kind of help around where we live, and it seems like most people are trying to find something to fix something. You know what I'm saying? And so they're always like, what can I do to make this animal eat or do whatever? And you can see that all over Facebook. Honestly, I think we attribute it to a really good start at the beginning on our side, and then kind of continuing through the process. More so as something that just kind of continues through. We use it all the time. So not trying to fix something, but just trying to continue to keep those animals on feed. Because when they eat, they win,
Use it as preventative, not a cure. I mean, if you'll start it on it and you can keep them on it, and it makes have their appetite like it does. Like, we know it works. We use it. So if you get ahead of the problem, you will never have the problem. Right. So that's why we use it throughout the year. We don't ever stop using it. So
I can tell you, with the newfound drive of my two kids wanting to be competitive in the small ruminant space, I look at this as a simple insurance policy. It's one more thing I can do to try to prevent something. And for years, I mean, I've been at BioZyme for 15 years now, I think, and was probably a customer for 10 years prior to that. But I talk about this a lot at home. I mean, people, you've been to the house, Ty, but our ranch is split by a county road down the middle. And, neighbors drive by and they're like, man, them cattle look good. What are you feeding? I'm like, I'm not feeding them. I mean, they're on a good quality mineral. It's got AmaFerm in it, increasing digestion by 17% every day. It makes it pretty easy for them cattle to perform. And it's the same thing in the show livestock deal. And I mean, if I could say one thing, and I know that Dr. Cassidy and I for sure agree on this statement, a lot of times in our seats as show dads, if you will, we want to overcomplicate the feeding. And I mean, if you'll keep it basic and you'll put the right things in front of them from the get-go, like you said, sometimes we don't create our own problems that way. So for sure, a staple in our barn was just on a Teams call leading up to this. You seen me sitting over there. And that's one of the things we were talking about is our team at BioZyme. Whether it be our sales team, some of our marketing team, or our tech support, there's somebody raising nationally competitive livestock in some species across that whole, all three of those teams I just mentioned, let alone we have people back there running our manufacturing facility that have hung banners in this breed right here on a national level. So, we're proud of that, but it helps us make those decisions when we're trying to bring a new product to market, or just a new idea, that we're not just trying to sell it. We're going to use it at the barn, and I do think it makes a big difference.
It goes right back to we live it. I mean,
exactly.
We're not here just to sell it. We do it. We do it on the daily. Yeah,
you did a good job.
We live it. Yeah. So
yeah.
It's not like we just talk about it, but we walk the walk. So, and that's what I love about the company and what y'all produce is, if you're using it, you're not using it just to use it. You're not going to use it if it don't work, because y'all compete. I mean, at a national level, and it kind of threw me for a loop when y'all changed from the heifers and the bulls to the small animals, but man, y'all are kicking butt in that too. I mean, I was like, what? But you raise some heck-acious Charolais cattle, and then all of a sudden the kiddos want to show goats and lambs, and I mean, they smoke them with them now. They don't just show up just to show up.
I'll guarantee you one thing, Ty, deCordova, it didn't throw you for the loop that it threw me for. I'll promise you. It's one of those things. Be careful what you say. And several years ago, when Christy and I started having kids, or when Kix was born, I said, there is no way, and we'll ever have a sheep on this place. And our cattle barn is almost converted to a show sheep facility.
It's amazing what them cads will do.
I get a Snapchat from his wife the other day. She's combing goat hair leg and blowing it and making it just, and lambs everywhere. I'm like, yeah, daddy, he's
yeah. That's why Daddy's been in Fort Worth all week trying to earn a living to pay for all this, for sure.
Yeah, those goats are cheap, aren't they?
Some of my friends that I buy goats from will probably listen to this, so we'll move right along. But there is upside to this thing, Ty. We have the best set of springborns we have ever raised, not even questionable. And I'm going to get to sell them this time instead of my kid picking out 2 or 3 of them.
I know you sent me a video of one of them the other day, and you might not get to sell that one.
Well,
we might have to discuss that one. That one might have to be a topic of discussion.
It's been a lot of fun, and honestly, it's changed for us, obviously, because instead of me trying to figure out which one Kix is going to keep or whatever, I'm like, man, that thing, I can send this one there, or I can do this. So it's been fun. And I will say, I was telling this earlier in the week, the small ruminant deal for us has been a lot of fun, just from the challenge and learning, because I'd had no exposure until the kids decided to do that. And both of our kids started showing pigs, and I tell people all the time, that was one of the funnest periods for us, because I didn't know much about feeding pigs to start with, but I miss feeding on those pigs. Not advocating we're going to show pigs. I'm just saying I miss feeding on them, and that feeding those show pigs has actually helped us a lot on these other species.
Are you ready to grab your own piece of Texas? Whether you're buying, selling, or scouting out your next adventure, Texas Ranch Sales is your go-to. They know land, and they know how to get it in your hands. From massive cattle ranches to hunting land that stretches for miles, they've got what you're looking for. Their expertise and commitment to the land are what set them apart, helping you make informed decisions every step of the way. So whether you're buying your first ranch or expanding your legacy, Texas Ranch Sales has got your back. Visit TexasRanchSales.com today to get started on your ranching journey. Then, head over to TexasRanchJournal.com to sign up for the exclusive quarterly magazine. Texas Ranch Sales. Land is more than property. It's your future.
We've got 2 goats in the barn. And so my daughter, Avery, the middle one, she showed goats at our county show, which our county show is kind of an odd time. So our Texas major season, is what, Jan, Feb, March, and our county show is in June. So we would always get kind of holdovers from somebody else, that were done with them, and then they would validate them in March and then show them in June. But she never really got like the full-blown experience. And so this year she's like, I want to buy a goat, like a baby goat, right? And so I had to go to that. So I went to a couple of these like goat sales, because if we're going to try to do it, we're going to try to do it, competitively. And the first thing that most of these guys will tell you is, if you buy the right one, it's going to hold together. And I'm trying to learn through that. I don't know. We're about 6 weeks into this goat journey, but what's cool is she's got that thing broke. She's been working with it every day. She's got a considerable amount of pigs in the barn, but she's handling all that stuff too. And to the point you said a minute ago, like in the show pig deal, to us, we've done it for about 10 years now. Probably 7 years now. And the expectations that you have on your family when you go to the show almost kind of takes the fun out of it. And then for us now, we get to be the Freddy 4-H'ers, with the goats, and there's no expectations, honestly. And so, besides the fact that we went out and tried to buy a competitive goat, so, but to her, I'm like, hey, there's no pressure. Do whatever you want to do,
Yeah, I get the try part. We go to a sale called Friday Night Fever every year in San Angelo, and I tell some friends of ours actually put it on, or several friends, and I tell them all the time, this is my favorite night of buying livestock and my least favorite night of buying livestock, right here, all in the same place. We've left that place without goats most of the time, and as Ty knows my wife pretty well, and she's competitive at everything. And we were there to buy a goat, and when we didn't buy a goat, it's my fault for some reason, So, but it is, and it's been a lot of fun for us. We help quite a few cattle families across the country there, and a couple of years ago, I was about to pull my hair out, and another show dad that actually buys cattle from us, he's like, "What's wrong with you?" Like, I don't know, this goat's not eating. I can't figure it out. We can't get it showed right, and he just starts laughing, and I'm just about fighting mad, and I said, well, what are you laughing at? He said, now you know how I feel every day. and so it kind of, gives you a little check, but it's been a lot of fun. So
what I like about it is, like, last night I got home, I don't know, it was 8:30 or 9 o'clock. I pull in the driveway. The first thing I see is the barn doors open and the lights are on. And I walk in the house, and Jen's in there cleaning stuff up, and Tyler, the youngest one, she's at the barn doing barn stuff, cleaning the barn, getting it all ready for the next morning. And Peyton's at tennis still, so she was at FFA banquet last night. But anyways, they spend time out there. They enjoy it. They stay out of the house. They stay off their phones. They stay off the TV. They get up every morning. They go out there. It creates a work ethic in those kids that you don't see that nowadays much when you go around. In the ag world we do, but other than that, we're instilling in them through the show world a work ethic that they'll be miles ahead of everybody else when they go to the workforce.
Yeah, no doubt about it. I mean, every time I start to get the little minor things about it that frustrate you, time commitments, family, all these things that you kind of pull away. My wife and I step back and reflect about all the time that we have together. And we do it together as a family. I mean, we don't have anybody in the barn. And there's been times, I promise you, I've been tempted multiple times to hire somebody to help clean pens or, do whatever to help around there, because we do get busy with those daily activities. We're FFA banquets or basketball games, or, they want to go hang out with their friends or whatever. And we try to balance all that stuff out. And it gets trying. But, man, when you step back and your kids, I mean, Avery, I've said this on here before. Avery came out to the barn one day, and she's like, Dad, I was talking to my friends at lunch today, and she's like, when they get home from school, they just go lay in bed and play on their phone. And she's like, I have to come out here and break pigs and, clean pens and brush and do all that other stuff. And I mean, it's a couple hours a day, but man, those couple hours over a 10-year period, definitely, I mean, you're getting your value out of it for sure.
It changes things. I come in the other night, and I thought everybody was at home, because I had to go do a sale. I think it was Saturday. It was Saturday night, because that's when it hit me so hard. Saturday night I got home. It was 9:45, and walk in there, and I'm talking to Jen. I thought the girls were both in there. I didn't pay no attention that Peyton. No, because all the trucks were there. I didn't think nothing. I thought everybody's there, and all of a sudden here comes Peyton through the door. It's like 9:45, 10 o'clock, and she's got a Starbucks cup, and she's being a teenage girl and whatever.
Up on caffeine.
Oh yeah, and I'm like, whatever. And when she walks out of the living room, I look at my wife. I said, I'm about fed up with this Starbucks crap. Don't want a Starbucks all the dang time. Jen looks right at me. She says, it's 9:45 on a Saturday night. She's a junior in high school, and you're gonna be mad about her just going to Starbucks? I went, I like Starbucks. I think Starbucks is a good place. So from now on, I'm like, she could be doing a million different things, but that's just when you raise them in that atmosphere
with those people too.
Yeah. So I'm like, whatever. It puts you in check, just like you said. Sometimes you do.
Your genetics deserve to reach buyers nationwide. Live Ag Purebred connects you with more buyers through professional live streaming and customizable marketing packages, handled by representatives with years of auction experience who understand your program. Ready to showcase your seed stock professionally? Watch and bid on sales through our platform or stream your own sale to reach buyers across the country. Scan the QR code to connect with your purebred rep or visit live-ag.com to get started today. Live Ag Purebred, because experience matters on sale day.
You know, Ty, as you said, we're in Fort Worth today. It's Wednesday afternoon, I think. I don't know if I'm supposed to date it, but I've been down here all week with one of our distributor partners they had a trade show at the Fort Worth Convention Center this week, and most of the people that were there are owners or managers of feed stores, for lack of better words, farm and ranch stores, and you know, one of the number one topics of conversation throughout the last 3 days is the work problem, the labor problem, and the lack of, I should say. And you know, I don't know that I talked to one sizable operation that didn't have something to say about they can't find help. And so I'm gonna flip that. The cool part about this deal is, you know, Live Ag and what y'all do, predominantly based in the commercial sector, like we talked about, and obviously that's what pays our bills on a daily basis as well. But there were, at that same expo for the last 3 days, there were 3 other people I run into that compete in the show livestock space on a national level. Couple of raised goats that compete on a national level. Just within this room, you know, there's people here that raise goats that compete on the national level, and so those people those youth specifically today that come up through that program are working their way to the tops of some of these organizations. And I'm talking, you know, I'd love to say BioZyme's a big company. We're a small company, but we try to bark pretty big. But I'm talking some big companies, and the kids that come through that program, they find their way through it pretty quick.
Yeah, and they know them. They're like, and they recognize them from it. So they know, first of all, when they see them and they come in for that job interview or whatever, they're like, okay, we have our expectation. We know where he or she came from. You know, she got brought up in this way. So that's going to give them a step up. So I love it. I mean, Casey's big in the meat judging stuff and 4-H FFA and he coaches a lot of teams and takes a lot of teams to state and the nationals and even grilling them up and stuff like that. Just the industry, growing them up in our industry is just, you're setting them up for success on down the road.
Oh yeah, no, it's cool. I mean, we're going through our schedule over the next couple weeks or a couple months, and we're taking the 4-H team to the American Royal. And then my wife and I are taking Reese to the National FFA Convention for the Agri-Science Fair. And so it's like, I mean, we get to spend, I mean, when you step back and you don't think you're really doing anything besides spending all the time in the barn, you go back and look at the flight log. I mean, you're going places, you know, and it's a lot of good stuff going on there.
You was telling us about the project. What?
Her Reese's project?
Yeah.
Yeah, so she took beef eye round steaks and marinated them and then did tenderness testing on it. But, yeah, it's pretty cool whenever your kid can, you know, is 15 years old and is talking about, you know, enzymes and what enzymes do and how that breaks down all those different things and, you know, shear force testing and stuff like that. But my wife's got a meat science degree and so do I, and so we end up raising a couple of meat nerds. You know, maybe we could have been dentists and everybody would have made a lot of money. But, you know, we got these meaningless things, I guess. I don't know.
No, certainly not meaningless.
Well, guys, I enjoy it. I enjoy the visit. I'm glad we got to get on here today. Alan, I know you probably want to kind of hit the road and head to Arkansas and get back home to that family and that show barn. And Casey, I know you got some meetings down south of here you got to get to, so we'll kind of wrap it up here. I can't thank you guys enough for joining us. Casey, thank you for hosting us with us, and Alan, thank y'all for your business, and more than that, thanks for the friendship. I mean, we go back a long ways. You've been a fence post for me to lean on quite a many times, so I can't thank you enough for that. So want to thank everybody out there in social media land for joining us today. Don't forget, hit subscribe and like and leave your comments. If you want to reach out for any advertising opportunities, reach out to Katie, Katy, at live-ag.com, or go to our website, live-ag.com, and scroll through there, and you can find her that way too. Go to the website and look for our upcoming sales. We have a feeder calf sale in October. We have big selection of purebred sales coming up this next couple of months that you'll want to get in there and look at and kind of I don't know what she's trying to tell me, but anyways, log on there, live-ag.com, and appreciate y'all, and reach out if you need us. God bless.